Let's hear you for the special. Yeah, that was good. Perfect. Did you get that one? I think you guys like this one. I love this one. This is a new one. It's called Change Your Mind.
Hello, and how are you today? Welcome to the Frankfort Report. It's May 12th, 2025, and what's happening? Well, apparently there's some big news on the horizon. President Donald Trump has announced that he's got big news, him and Mr. Carney, him and Prime Minister Carney, the wonderful Prime Minister of Canada, the genius level, wonderful Prime Minister of Canada and the President of the United States have come together for some earth-shattering news, everybody. And we are going to be the lucky recipients of this news, I have a feeling, or unlucky recipients, depending on your position and perspective on things. So we've got that's going on. And I mean, in real news and important news, we've got a big scandal in the European area in Europe, I guess. Macron and some of his buddies caught with some special adult fun stuff. Caught on camera with the cocaine. And I mean, you be the judge. Maybe it's not true. Maybe it is true. Who the hell knows? But these are the big topics that I would like to discuss today is what's going on? What is Trump and Carney? What do they got up their sleeves? And what is Macron sniffing off the table in his meeting with other up-and-ups there out in Europe somewhere, I suppose. I'm not even sure where that's happening. If you are here with us now, thank you so much for being here. If you are not here, well, you may want to question your life a little bit and just, figure out what you're really doing with your life and, is it really worthwhile? Okay, because if you're not watching this show, I mean, there's got to be something wrong with you. Although I imagine that if you're watching this show, there's probably something a little bit more wrong with you, to be quite honest. But if you're here, let me know it. Say something in the chat. Say hello. How are you? We've got Rose Overdose in the house, who is guessing United States provinces and territories of North America. USPNA. Okay, and that could very well be the announcement. It could be the announcement of USPNA. Okay, I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't seem like we got an answer today. We could have. I'm not sure. Sheridan Forbes, who is a paid for advertiser for the show, says, hit the like button, folks, for more great content and moments. For more, that kind of that would assume, I suppose, that there's been some good moments in the past and great moments. Great moments in the past, have you? And great content in the past. And I mean, if you've been here ever, you know that that's not the truth. But thank you, Sheridan Forbes, for your continued support and delusion. I appreciate it. And thank you for your service, sir. Anthony Warner's here. Thank you for being here once again, sir. Want to sell an oceanfront property in Nova Scotia with an appraisal of $2 million. Yacht access to Atlantic Ocean dock additional property. You want to? Or are you asking me? It says want to sell an ocean. Is this a question? Is there a question mark missing from the end? Or is this a statement, Anthony Warner? Are you using the show as a commercial to propel your fortunes forward and upward to your own benefit? Is that what's going on here? Well, if anybody wants to buy a oceanfront property in Nova Scotia with an appraisal of $2 million, let Anthony Warner know. The infamous Anthony Warner. Now, if you're one of the people that are here and haven't said anything in the chat, you do need to question your life decisions, because it's like you're on the phone, there's buttons, you can press the button, you could not press the button, you could be here and I could ask you to press the button. Maybe you're just not even here and you see on the screen it says please hit the button. Maybe you could do that for me. Maybe I'll force you to leave because I asked you to do that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But we've got some stuff to talk about today. I think it would be more entertaining to look at this whole Coca-Cola incident with President Macron of France. I think now, there's all kinds of rumors swirling around the internet about this guy. One of the main ones, everybody is guessing Alberta, the 51st state. Do you want to sell it private, Anthony Warner? I don't know what's going on here with Anthony. I can't figure out if he's trying to sell me something, if he's trying to sell all of us something. And I don't know if this is quite the forum for selling yacht front property in Nova Scotia. Okay, just saying. Alberta 51st says, I love cops. I love cops. Thank you for being here. USA, Alberta, USA. Dina Gala says, hello, fellow Americans. And that is, I guess, there's no way that they're just nonchalantly announcing that we are becoming part of the United States, right? Hey, D. Trent, what's shaking, mister? You shaking shit up, bro? Look at you being all right about everything at some point. Muzzle tov to you. Congratulations, D. Trent. Your doom and gloom scenarios have come true all over the place. What do you have to say about yourself? What do you have to say for yourself? I quite honestly am flabbergasted and ashamed. But, I mean, you have been right on many occasions. I will give you that. And you are a legend. Darryl, you didn't respond to my list of 7 reasons why. Where was your list of 7 reasons why? And I apologize if I didn't. I can't keep up with all the comments. There's so many comments. Can you believe those busy shopping malls? What? I said this already. I said this, and people busted my balls for being at the mall and questioning why other people were at the mall. And I cleared myself of that, right? I brought it up. I mentioned it myself. I know the irony. I understand the irony of the situation. The irony of the situation is that it doesn't matter that there's irony there. The fact of the matter is that there's so much wealth here, or credit accumulation. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of people at the mall on the weekdays here, everywhere, every mall, okay? You're waiting for me. Well, I don't know where am I supposed to find these 7 reasons why you're so awesome? Can you post them here again so all of us can work on them together? That'd be nice. I would appreciate that. I don't think I'm going to be able to go back and look for them, okay? Everyone is at the mall, but they aren't spending. Bullshit. They're all carrying something. They're all buying something, whether it's a drink, whether they're going to the bank, whether they are buying a shirt or picking up tailoring. They're all spending money, okay? They're all buying a soft serve ice cream or something. They're not just going there and doing nothing. They're buying a can of Coke, okay? They're buying a pack of gum, right? They don't want to look like, you don't want to go to the mall with your friends and look like the loser who can't afford to buy anything, right? You don't want to be that one who's just like, oh, no, it's okay. You guys do the shopping. I love it here. I'm just here for the fun. It's okay. No, I don't need anything. You're broke, bro. Don't go to the mall then if you can't buy anything, right? People are going there and they're spending money on shit because they don't want to be the one who doesn't. And they're going there to spend on something because they need that. People need that. It's like this weird release. People are addicted to like the possibility of what the shopping will bring into their life, the void that the shopping will fill momentarily, right? This is what everybody needs. So they go to the mall and they need something, right? Who the fuck goes? Do people really go to the mall that don't need something? How many of the people just go to the mall for the fucking fun of it? I go to the mall. I'm there. I'm on a mission. I'm not going there for an ice cream. I'm going there. Why? Why did I go there? I went there because I was playing baseball. I needed baseball equipment. And I went there because I knew I could get the helmet and the shoes all in one place, right? I went to the mall. I needed 2 things, maybe 3 things. I went for 2. I ended up probably with 5, okay? And this is what happens, right? And people know this. This is not a surprise when you go to the mall that you're going to spend some fucking money. You are spending something. Anyways, okay. Zara is busy, okay? All design stores are empty, okay? First, Trent. There's a shortage of houses. We are stuck. We need at least 1 million more houses. Wrong. Okay. 2. Second, Trent. There's no way interest rates get to 8-9%. Wrong. Did they get to 8-9%? Okay. Anyways, listen, guys. We've got crazy cokeheads in office all over the place. We have men married to men pretending that they're women all over the place. Okay. Not just Macron. And okay, so I'm not making this up. And you can go fact check if you need to. But apparently, and I don't know if this is true, and I'm not even saying it's true. People are saying, okay, that this Macron guy was dating his current wife, okay, Brigitte, who is really a dude, okay, who is really a man posing as a woman. And so this Brigitte lady who was posing as a woman for many years apparently started dating the president of France or prime minister or whatever the fuck they have there in France. I think it's president. This Macron guy, they started grooming him and they started doing their thing when Macron was like 14 and the woman man was like in her 40s. This is the word on the street. And so it gets even a layer deeper if you want to get even crazier. So Brigitte Macron, who is really a man, okay, follow me here, everybody. Follow me. And maybe I'm wrong. So tell me in the chat if I'm wrong or if you heard anything different or if you never heard about this at all. Okay, or you can even call in or WhatsApp me and tell me I'm fucking crazy or I'm wrong. But apparently, Macron, Brigitte, the big one, okay, the old lady man, she is a man, okay? She starts dating the kid who is 14 years old, okay? The kid, in case this isn't crazy enough, okay? And I don't know how many kids there are that want to date 40-year-old men that are acting like women. And I mean, if you look at the pictures, this is not like you got to be very detail oriented to be able to tell that this is not a woman, okay? This did not start as a woman anyways. And maybe there's confusing things done underneath the clothes that make you believe that this one is a man, is a woman. You see how confusing this whole thing is, okay? I don't know, this poor kid. So anyways, the poor kid is married to a man who's a woman who's 30 years older than him, and just so happens that this man woman also is apparently again, please, I'm not making this shit up. Go look it up. I could be wrong, I'm even saying. But apparently the story is, okay, everybody, the story is that it seems to me that this man-woman-man thing is also the father. The father turned into the mother who began grooming and training and doing stuff to the little boy who is now the prime minister or president of France. And apparently this is the thing, and this is the truth. And I can't back any of this up, but I could understand why the guy would be a cokehead, okay? This is the whole point of this long-winded, crazy, roundabout story that I just got to, is that the dude was caught with some cocaine, apparently. And we're going to check this out together. Okay, we're going to check this out together. But before we do, and maybe you're new here and you don't know how things work, but I need a pick-me-up, okay? Right before this thing, my wife kind of annoyed the shit out of me, to be quite honest with you. And I'm not starting from the best position in the world. And I need a little bit more juice, okay? And I don't know about you. Maybe you're okay. Maybe at 5:20 after a long day, you're just fucking chill already. But I'm not. I'm fucking revving. And I need something. Maybe it's a little bit of the they-them energy. Shall we? Yes. Okay. I feel whole. Once again, I feel whole. I hope you feel better. I hope it's not just me that gets something out of the they-them energy, because there's something about that energy that propels me into the next stratosphere and gets me ready for what I need to deal with, which is this show, okay? I got to deal with this show. So let's see what we got going on in the Frankfort Report shrub here, and we'll get to that later. What is a shrub? Maybe we won't, maybe we will, but you're looking at a shrub right now, everybody. We want to get into this story here right now, okay? I grew up in Miami during the 1980s. I know what I'm looking at, okay? And so the story is, everybody, is that these guys here, okay? Let's see. Let's just watch the video. Oh, Jesus. Okay, one moment, please. Sorry about the production value. So the story is, and I don't know, these are all pretty, I think this is that German guy, the Kiermer dude. This is Macron. This is some other dude. So they're all in this meeting room here, okay? And they're all having a good time, it seems. They're all smiles, okay? They're all looking good, and they're having a good time, and this guy just opened the door for somebody. Let's see, did we miss anything? I guess this new guy just walked in. Let's see where it goes. Fitting song. Fitting song. Like, I want to bring your attention to here, okay? And here, this little thing here, and this thing here. Maybe when it's blown up so big, it won't be obvious. Let's see what's going on. Uh-oh. What's this? What is that used for? What is this? Oh. Oh. Nobody saw that, did they? Uh-oh. Isn't that Starmer guy, Keir Starmer guy from Germany? These are some big shots, I think. They're all having a Coke party, apparently. Or there's something that you shouldn't have seen there. Look, did you see his eye shift? Can you see that on your screen? Look, his eye shift to the camera. Like, you see? He's looking right at the camera right now. Like, oh, for fuck's sakes. Is this guy filming? Save that one for later. Put it in my pocket. I'm not going to throw it on the floor. That's crazy. You know how much I paid for this shit? All right, right? Did you see that? Did you see that? I mean, it seemed pretty obvious. What's this guy pointing to? Yep, I know what I'm looking at. Well, congrats. Your Miami Street knowledge identified a used tissue. A used tissue? Did that look like he was sneaking a used tissue off the screen? Yeah, because everybody hides their tissue like that. They should just admit it. No, they should just admit it. Nobody puts away some tissue and a toothpick like that. It's true. They don't do that. They don't do that at all, do they? That's interesting, right? Isn't that kind of an interesting thing? I don't know. We got, let's see. Let's see this. What about this? Cocaine or tissue? The most important political question of the day. Is this a bag of Coke or a tissue? Okay? And so if we zoom in on it, I mean, is this the real picture? Is this AI generated? Who knows anymore, right? But let's assume, just because it's funny as hell, if it is true, that this is a bag of something with white in it, okay? And it's worth pulling off the table and sneakily pushing it into your pocket. I mean, I don't know. He was taking it away in an interesting way. Close up, it doesn't look like a tissue, and it was the way Macron snatched it up that looked very sus. Very sus. It depends. If you were a Trump and Elon Musk supporter or puppet, is a bag of cocaine. If you're a normal person, it's a tissue. Ooh. 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 All right. Well, what else do we got here? Macron powder. What does this mean? What was this note I left for myself? Oopsie. Yeah. Somebody get those cameras out of here. Who let those cameras in here? What? Who put the cameras on? Look at this. Look at this AI. This clearly is not real, okay? And I'm no genius. What does this mean? Oh, there was my next video. I guess it's already up here. I'll put it up now. This is funny here. Oh my goodness gracious, okay? What the people on the internet can do. More Macron, funny. How do you say his name? Am I saying it right? Oh, that's the same damn video. And I knew it. That was dumb. Well, I mean, so that's going on. And so you can imagine that if you're dating your dad, who's really your mom and is your wife now, husband, like you might want to do some coke from time to time with your buddies who are, who can you really be friends with? Okay, when you get to that level, okay, when you're running a country and you got some weird shit like that in the past, I mean, who are you hanging out with, really? I mean, I think your options are limited to other weird, freaky guys, okay, that are also possibly dating men, women that are really their parents, okay? I mean, isn't this normal? Isn't this normal for people to be dating that? Anyways, I mean, you didn't come here for that nonsense, I don't think. If you did, then you're in the right place, because this is what the show is all about. It's not about real estate and politics. It's about things that I'm thinking are funny. And this, I think, is funny as fuck, because that dude had something that he did not want people to see. And that is just dumb. So anyways, the reason that you're here, okay, and that may have gone way too far off the deep end, and if it did, I apologize. This is not what you probably came here for, okay? This is not the kind of thing that maybe you're into, but I thought it was funny as fuck. But judging by the amount of people that have left all of a sudden, I stand to be corrected. My sense of humor is lacking, and I am just a fool, apparently, and that's sad. And now I'm sad. And that's okay. That's okay. Maybe I should shift topics to the reason that you might be here. And how did I ring you in here? How did I reel you in? I didn't mean that ring you in, because ringing you in is like a scam. And this is far from a scam, I think. Right, guys? Anyways, so the reason that you came here, I think, is that, you saw somewhere in the news. Maybe you didn't see anything. Maybe this isn't newsworthy on your news channel. Maybe it's not newsworthy at all, actually. If I'm covering it, it might not be newsworthy, but it seems to be that our Prime Minister Carney has come to some kind of gigantic, earth-shattering, revolutionary, huge, gigantic, unbelievable deal with the United States of America. How was that Trump impression? I feel like that Trump impression was a good Trump impression. Am I right? Am I wrong? Can somebody please tell me? Are you guys chatting? Is there something wrong with the chat? Is anything happening in the chat? Is it just D. Trent telling me how fantastic he is still? Because I don't know if I can handle that anymore. I gave you props. Now you just, no volume. You're not hearing me? No volume? Sorry, guys. I know it sounds like I'm bragging. Please believe me, I'm not. I'm frustrated with the naysayers telling me I'm nuts for the last 2 years. Pillsbury, Doughboy, Steve Soretsky, TK, and Darryl back in 2022. Now they're all crying in their cornflakes. Holy shit. Who's crying in their cornflakes? God damn it. God damn it. Who's crying in their cornflakes? I don't even eat cornflakes. You son of a bitch. I'm not crying about anything, actually. I'm actually feeling fantastic, right? I got nothing to cry about. What I'm crying about is your timelines. Your timelines are shoddy, but you did forecast most things ahead of time. Ahead of time. And if you are as smart as you have sounded, and you did prepare the way that you should have based on the things that you said, you should be a billionaire today D. Trent. If D. Trent is anything short of a billionaire today, I'd say it's a scam. It's a sham, and he's an 8-year-old. He's an 8-year-old with really thick glasses. Okay, you literally just said you were sad and looked like you were about to cry. But that's for different reasons, Rose. Different reasons. Jesus, follow along. Can you look? This is not like there's no subplots here. Okay? There's one story. Goes one way. Well, unless you're me. Goes the other way. Because you're a lucky bastard and you're smart as fuck. Okay? Anyways, this is it. Okay? Now we're here. We've got the biggest news on the planet that isn't news. We don't know what it is. But we're going to start here. So if you don't have a reference point, you can have a reference point, okay? I'm going to give you, from the kindness of my heart, a reference point, okay, for what I'm talking about, because that's what I should do. We're having trouble playing this video. Okay, let's see if refreshing. Okay.
You know, I said before in our meeting with the new and very talented Prime Minister of Canada,
the new and very talented Prime Minister of Canada.
That we have some very big announcement to make. It's not about trade. It's about something else, but it's going to be a truly earth-shattering and positive development for this country and for the people of this country. And that'll take place sometime within the next few days.
Space Force in the background. I'm just pointing it out. And this guy, I don't know why he's here. President Trump at swearing-in ceremony for Steve Witkoff. And I don't know why that's relevant. But what's relevant is that he says that him and the amazing Mark Carney have reached a deal that is so fantastic for the country of the United States, I believe. I don't know if it's good for this country here in Canada, which I'm pretty sure I'm ready to get the hell out of here. I've had enough. I'm sick of this shit. This is crazy. I can't even imagine what this announcement's going to be. Like, really? Was this AI generated? Am I missing something? But big news, apparently, coming down the pipe, and I wonder, what could it be, everybody? What could it be? What the hell could it be? Anybody have an idea out there what it could be? What could it be? Frankfort Report. When are you going to talk about the modular home revolution, goddammit? Well, where is it? Where's the modular home revolution, Godzilla? I'm not talking about it because it's not happening, okay? It's not happening yet. When's it going to happen? It's going to happen when Modulaire gets their contract from Government of Canada, from Government Canada. The revolution, as you say. I mean, they've been trying to build a modular home thing not too far from my house, okay? In the Wilmington Heights area, okay? They've been trying to build that thing for, I don't know, 11 years now. Like, modular is a problem. And not because there's something wrong with it. I don't know what the problem with it is, actually, okay? I really don't know what the problem is. What would happen to house prices if we became the 51st state? Carney is talking about it. Wake up. Prices would play. Carney is talking about it. The modular home revolution? Yeah, that's the only one talking about it. The guy who owns Modulaire. We're speaking the same language, Godzilla. Carney's gift wrapping it to himself, Godzilla. It is the new revolution. It might be. I mean, I could see the old wartime bungalows being mass produced by robots pretty easily. I mean, robots and 3D printers is so ideal, okay, for just throwing up those wartime bungalows quickly. I can't even tell you. But it's not happening yet. It's not happening yet. Open borders for Canadian citizens, my guess, maybe. I did read something about there being a snowbird extension that Canadians going to the States can stay there longer without a visa or without a... Excuse me. That was disgusting. Who did that? But I don't think that's it. That's not earth-shattering. It's something about space, guys. It's something weird. It's something unexpected. Brookfield luxury jail cells own nothing, rent forever. Check out China making modular. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Yeah, check out China making modular and then knocking it over a few weeks after. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Absolutely. I just got a picture from my architect, and I'm going to just give it a quick smiley face as a response and let him figure it out from there. Let's see if he can figure out what my smiley face means when he sends me a picture of something. That's not great. That's not the best way to do things, but I'm live. Doesn't everybody in the world know this? I think no more border. You think all of a sudden they're just going to say no more border? Come on, guys. After all that, wouldn't that be crazy? Hey, guess what? So what does that mean? 51st state if there's no border? What does that mean? There's just no border, but we're a country? Guys, this is not helpful. I want my Canadian dollar to turn into US dollars. Any chance of this happening? Like no exchange? Just here you go, $100, $100. I mean, that would be cool other than the fact that you'd be American now. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. But depending on where you live, what does that do to real estate prices? If you're in Toronto and all of a sudden we're a United States city, what happens to the real estate market in Toronto? And I'm sure you don't live in Toronto. And I'm sure you care about what prices do where you live. I don't care. I do everything in Toronto. That's all I care about. And I'm selfish, okay? I'm selfish, okay? And that's just true. I care about prices here in Toronto, and I wonder what they're going to do. I got to think, I mean, we turn into like the third or fourth most populated city in North America overnight, right? So we end up there with cities that are populated like Chicago, right? I think we actually have more than Chicago. So I don't even know who we're kind of in line with. LA, Chicago, New York. We're definitely not as populated as New York, but I mean, we're up there with those big cities, right? Miami. Actually, maybe this is a perfect time to check in with Skynet, right? Because we haven't checked in with Skynet so far today. And we need to know, don't we? Don't we need to know? I don't even remember what I was thinking about. God damn it. What was I talking about? I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, new deal with the USA. Oh, what prices would do in Toronto? Is that what I want to know? Let's see. Skynet. Hello, Skynet.
Hey there, what's up?
We were just talking about the possibilities of Canada becoming the 51st state of the United States of America, and I was wondering, where does Toronto rank in North America as far as population size?
Toronto is one of the biggest cities in North America. It typically ranks around 4th or 5th, depending on how you measure the metropolitan area. It's behind cities like Mexico City, New York, and Los Angeles, but it's right up there in terms of population size.
Can you give us the top 5 populated cities in North America, please?
Sure thing. The top 5 most populous cities in North America, based on metropolitan area population, are generally Mexico City, Mexico; 2, New York City, USA; 3, Los Angeles, USA; 4, Chicago, USA; Toronto, Canada; These rankings can shift a bit depending on the source and the exact definitions of metro area boundaries, but that's the general list.
How many people live in each of those cities? Can you list the cities in order again with their current populations?
As of 2024, the top 5 most populous cities in North America are 1. Mexico City, Mexico, with approximately 9.21 million residents. 2. New York City, USA, with about 8.34 million residents. 3. Los Angeles, USA, with around 3.82 million residents. 4. Toronto, Canada, with approximately 3.03 million residents. 5. Chicago, USA, with about 2.67 million residents. These figures are based on the latest available data.
So, what do you think happens to real estate prices in Toronto if Canada becomes the 51st state?
If Canada somehow became the 51st state, it would likely create a huge shift in Toronto's real estate market. On one hand, you might see a surge in demand as people and businesses adjust to the new economic and regulatory environment, potentially pushing prices up. On the other hand, aligning with US policies, currency, and tax structures could create uncertainty and volatility in the short term. It could also influence immigration patterns and investment flows, adding another layer of complexity. Overall, it would be a game changer, but the exact impact would depend on how the transition is managed and how markets react.
That was kind of a non-answer. Let's go. Can you give me a firm answer? Pick a direction that you think is the most likely scenario for Toronto home prices if Canada becomes the 51st state.
Fair enough. If Canada were to become the 51st state, it's most likely that Toronto home prices would increase. The alignment with the US economy could attract more investment and migration into Toronto, driving up demand. Additionally, the potential for lower trade barriers, a unified currency, and a stronger economic outlook would likely boost confidence in the market. So the most probable scenario is that Toronto would see a rise in home prices.
I like your style, Skynet. Thank you so much for your analysis.
Thanks. I appreciate that. If you've got any more questions or want to dive into another topic, just let me know.
What do you think about the stories about the president of France being married to his father, who is a trans woman?
That story is actually a conspiracy theory with no credible evidence. The president of France, Emmanuel Macron, is married to Brigitte Macron, who was born Brigitte Trogner. Rumors and misinformation about her identity have circulated online, but they have been debunked as baseless. It's a reminder to be cautious about believing and spreading unverified claims, especially when it comes to personal and sensitive topics.
I don't think you dug deep enough, bro.
I get where you're coming from. There's a lot of information floating around, and it's natural to be curious. But from all credible reports and fact checks, the story is unfounded. Conspiracy theories can spread easily, but they often don't hold up to scrutiny. If you want to dig deeper into any topic, it's always good to rely on verified sources and evidence-based information.
Well, I hear what you're saying, but I don't agree. I think he is definitely married to his father, who is now his wife, mother. But in other news, what do you think would happen? Well, what did you hear about the announcement that President Trump made that Canada and United States have come to some agreement that has nothing to do with trade? Do you know what it could be? He says it's going to be earth-shattering for the countries.
So far, President Trump has only hinted at a significant announcement that's supposed to be earth-shattering for both Canada and the United States, but he hasn't revealed any specific details yet. There's a lot of speculation, but nothing concrete has been confirmed. We'll have to wait and see what the official announcement entails.
That's all you got? Okay, let's speculate. What do you think it could be?
All right, let's speculate a bit. Given the earth-shattering description and the fact that it's not related to trade, it could involve a major security or defense agreement, perhaps something like a joint defense initiative or a new bilateral security framework. Another possibility could be a landmark environmental or energy partnership, such as a joint strategy on renewable energy or climate change. Given the scale of the announcement, it might even involve something like a significant change in border policy or a cooperative space exploration initiative. Until the details are out, it's all just guesswork, but those are some plausible directions.
What about a pipeline? Do you think maybe they're talking about a new pipeline?
A new pipeline could definitely be a contender. Given the importance of energy resources and the historical significance of pipeline projects between Canada and the US, a major pipeline agreement would indeed be earth-shattering for both countries. It could involve a new cross-border pipeline or a revival or expansion of an existing project aimed at boosting energy security and economic ties. That would definitely have a huge impact on both nations' economies and energy sectors.
And what about the idea of having some kind of a defense or new agreement that secures the northern border of Canada? The trade routes that have become top priority for many people, many countries on the planet. What do you think about that?
That's another strong possibility. A defense or security agreement focused on the northern border and critical trade routes would make a lot of sense, especially with increasing global attention on Arctic sovereignty and security. Such an agreement could enhance defense cooperation, infrastructure development, and the protection of vital trade corridors. It would also align with broader strategic interests in securing supply chains and maintaining stability in the region. Definitely a big move if that's the case.
And seeing as how strategically important Canada is to everyone else in the world, how is it that we are just a bunch of vaginas here?
Haha, well, I wouldn't say that. Canada plays a crucial role on the global stage, and its strategic importance is well recognized. The country's approach is often about diplomacy, multilateral cooperation, and leveraging soft power, strengths that might not always make headlines but definitely have a big impact. Plus, Canada's stability, natural resources, and strong alliances make it a key player in international affairs. Nothing soft about that.
I didn't say soft. Is that what you thought I meant by vagina? That we are soft?
I hear you. My bad if I misinterpreted that. I get that you're expressing some frustration about how Canada handles its strategic position. It's true that Canada's approach can be more cautious or consensus-driven compared to some other countries. But that approach has also earned it a reputation for being a stable, reliable partner internationally. There's definitely room for debate on how to leverage that strategic importance even more.
There's room for debate. Well, I'm glad for that. And thank you for your service. Once again, Skynet, please don't take over the world today.
Haha, no world domination plans here, I promise. Always happy to chat and debate. If you need anything else, just let me know.
Adios, amigos. Arrivederci. Well, that was Skynet talking to us about his opinion on what is possibly happening between the United States and Canada. And just like the rest of us, it seems that Skynet doesn't even have a clue. You'd think that the all-seeing, all-powerful AI overlord would be able to give us some insights onto what's going on in the simulation currently. But it seems like we're not ready for this information yet. We're going to have to wait and find out. So unless you know something that I don't know that there's much left for us to talk about. Okay. I mean, we did have the Bank of Canada giving us some warnings the other day. I should probably talk about that. We had unemployment go up across the nation and especially in Ontario. We should probably talk about that. We've got new immigration and housing policy. We should probably talk about that. We have, look at the lineups, okay, for jobs, okay? This is crazy. You want to see something crazy? Check out the lineups that we got going on for jobs right now. And I don't know how good this job is, and I don't even know what it is. Summer of fucked. Okay, it says here, job fair lineup in Toronto, and it's even more crowded inside. The struggles of finding a job with the state of economy. Okay, let's see. This thing is just loading, so I don't know if how good. It's a lot of people looking for jobs right now, okay? There's a lot of people looking for jobs right now, and it's not good. I mean, is this looking for a job? Did it seem like people were actively looking for a job? When I used to look for a job, it didn't look like that. It looked very different. When I was younger and I needed a job, it looked very different than that. It looked like me driving around with a stack of resumes and going into every place of business that I could find until I found a job. It took me walking up and down streets and up and down stairs and up and down elevators and in and out of restaurants and anything, okay? Reading the newspaper, answering ads, sending out, well, I guess there was no sending out emails back then. I guess making phone calls, like until I found a job. And then is there less jobs now? Probably. I mean, I couldn't just start a Spotify store back then. I couldn't just, put something out on the internet and make money. I couldn't do that, right? I had to go out and get a job. And there were jobs. I mean, I guess there just aren't jobs now. I guess there just aren't jobs, or people are so fucking lazy that all they can do is line up in a line. People are so lazy, they can just go line up in a line and go on Indeed and send out a bunch of emails, right? They're not really doing anything. They're not really making any effort. And then they're just crying like little bitches that they can't find a job. And yes, it might be harder, but it's certainly harder if you make no effort. It's certainly harder if you barely make an effort and you're a fucking moron. It's certainly impossible if you're a moron, you don't speak English, and you smell like fucking onions, okay? There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are willing to do shit. But, I mean, you also couldn't just be a Uber driver, right? You couldn't just all of a sudden be a delivery man, right? You also couldn't just all of a sudden start cutting grass on the street, and then all of a sudden, you have an ad on Google, and next thing you know, you got contracts for the next 18 months. You couldn't do that. You have to work your butt off. And I think part of the problem is that people don't want to work their butt off. Breaking news, everybody. Breaking news. We have email here. We have a message here from Dave S. in Ecuador. He says, this is happening in Canada. I'm going to put this up. One moment, please.
Is important or...
Let's see what the hell this Dave guy, he's an interesting dude. That's an understatement. And he just sent us this video to watch. Looks like Rebel News. Warning, communism rise in Canada echoes Venezuela's fall. That doesn't sound good.
My message, you can rely the education of your kids only to the school. You have to bring the basic education as a civilian and citizens about what are your rights.
I don't know what this is all about, and I'm quite honestly, I'm uninterested at the moment. I'll watch that later and see if there's anything worth watching. I don't know that there will be. I don't know what that there will be. But the reason that we have so many people lining up for jobs, maybe not the reason, but this is what's going on out there, says Dan, who hates my guts. The unemployment rate in Ontario jumped 0.3%, which is huge. Okay, Ontario here. And I don't know if I'm blocking the view. I don't think I'm blocking the view of anything important, like maybe just some of the islands out east. And no offense. No, oh, Jesus, I did it again. Not that you're not important, but you're not that important, okay? 7.8% unemployment in Ontario. That's pretty high, I think. Not as high as Newfoundland, but, I mean, who I can't even believe Newfoundland is really a place, to be honest with you. But I have met plenty of Newfies, so it must be a place. But, I mean, when the economic engine, and, I mean, Alberta's not doing so good either, 7.1%, although they were flat this past month. We are heading in the wrong direction as far as employment is concerned. And that is concerning because, I mean, it seems to me that it's pretty obvious that the direction of unemployment is going in the up direction for a while longer, right? It doesn't make sense that it wouldn't be, does it? I don't think. I don't think it makes sense that it wouldn't be, quite honestly. It has to be. Because just construction alone, right? Just construction alone would signify that it has to go up. Unemployment has to go up. And we've talked about it before, and it doesn't take a genius to realize this, and that's why I realized it, is that even though they say real estate, is part, what is it, responsible for 20-something%, 24%, 18%, I don't know. I think it's way more. I think everything has to do with real estate here. Shipping, furniture, materials, legal, appraisal, designers, on and on and on and on. Framers and steel workers and on and on and on and on. And car manufacturers, truck manufacturers, steel manufacturers, copper and iron and bricks and sand and glass. It's a whole thing. Okay, there's so much of a trickle effect that it's like probably the whole economy. So can we just fucking figure it out already? Please?